Let's go. And we're live. Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome to One Stop Mouse and our Mouse Tales interview series. And this is episode 12. And we've been actually waiting for this a long time. We scheduled this, I think, like a month and a half or 2 months ago. And I've been waiting to talk to Meg from Mickey's Magic because even though we've never met before, she's friends with everyone that I do know. So I thought it was high time that I got to meet her because, as my wife said, she's the one with the long red hair. She's the sweet one. So welcome to the channel, sweet one. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much for having me. It's always an
Sure.
honor to be invited onto other people's streams. It's a lot of fun.
Sure. So let's see. Disinfinity is the only one here yet. We started in. Oh, Katrina, how are you? Hey, Bob. Hey, Meg. Katrina Scalapini. She has been helping me out so much. Thanks so much for all your help.
She's the sweet one.
She is. She is sweet too.
And Katrina, when are you going to start a channel? The pressure's on.
You. Go for it. Hey, Wild Bud Fox, how are you? So real quick, thank you everybody for all your support last night. I was streaming and sitting in Carousel of Progress, and all of a sudden, Disinfinity and Pete McDevitt said, "Woohoo! You just went over 500." And then Pete actually called me at like 10:30 last night to congratulate me, and I thought, "Oh, wow, what a nice guy."
Yeah, Pete is nice. Really nice. Yeah,
isn't he? I can't even. He's unbelievable, actually. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Just Jesse. Hey, how are you? Ha ha ha. Everyone been asking when I'm going to start a channel. Maybe 2021.
Yes, exactly.
Katrina will be in YouTube. Aliens wear green hats. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I actually met that crazy Disney lady that alien wears green hats the other day when I was there trying to see the snuck in fireworks testing, but I waited around forever, and then I got impatient at like 11 o'clock at night, so I just didn't see it. But all right, so let's see. This is the way that a guy that doesn't do interviews as often as Pete does it. I go to my green screens and they direct me along the way. So let's see.
I never know what I'm doing, so you are already more professional than me.
That's great. All right, so let's see. I think let's go to the purple.
Oh,
hey, sweet one, tell us about yourself.
In what capacity?
Well, I mean, basically, these things that I do are. Walt from Mouse Talk basically told me that the thing that I wasn't doing was getting out there and meeting people. So I've been using this as a tool, multifaceted. This is the way that I'm meeting Meg right now. So if we bumped into each other in Magic Kingdom and we were just chatting over lunch or something for 45 minutes, I know about your channel. I don't know anything else. I don't know when you started the channel. I don't know anything else about you that you talk about personally online, what you've done, I'm like an open book. I have to actually try to edit because I'll tell you everything. It's like, oh, my second divorce, let me tell you. And, sometimes you got to cut it off. But what would you like to tell us?
Well, I started my YouTube channel kind of similarly to a lot of people in our community. I loved Disney for my entire life. I was very fortunate enough to be able to go when I was a kid. My grandparents lived in Florida, so whenever I would visit them, we would go to Disney, we would go to Universal. I've always been a huge fan of the theme parks for as long as I could remember. I started my YouTube channel to hopefully make friends in the Disney community, or people that liked Disney pins specifically, because I'm a big Disney pin trader. And boy, did my expectations get blown out of the water. I had no idea I would be meeting some lifelong friends that I have made. I've had a channel for, it's coming up on almost 3 years now. So I started back in, I think, February of 2017. So I think that's when I started. And I've met so many amazing people. Pretty much got me through. I finished my master's degree in May. And so that's kind of also why I started it, to be able to get some enjoyment and do something creative and fun on the side while I was going to school. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell.
I saw your graduation ears that you had. Was that for you graduating with the master's degree that you just mentioned?
Yeah, so I had done a DIY video of that. I obviously like making ears as well. I have an Etsy shop. And so that was something that I wanted to give not only to myself, but to my other fellow 2020 graduates. I wasn't lucky to be able to have a commencement ceremony. So I wanted to kind of gift that to myself and gift it to other people who may want to, make their own graduation ears or graduation anything so that we can celebrate. And, it was a big accomplishment for so many people who finished school in 2020. And, I think a lot of us didn't go out the way we wanted to go. So, yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you what you studied, what your degree is in?
I have a master's in counseling. So.
Counseling. Oh, really? I did that for a long time, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
I did. I used to work in several psych hospitals in Atlanta, and I worked with adolescents a lot. So that was very interesting. The whole industry sort of changed, and then I kind of got out of it and got into something else, and then ended up coming down here, this is sort of, this was therapeutic for me when I was doing that. That's what's so interesting. Yeah. I would go in and I would do these we used to work the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shifts. And it was real hard to do. Yeah. People being admitted in the middle of the night and stuff to hospitals. And I would watch people streaming in the parks all the time.
Yeah.
To lift me up, and live vicariously through Josh and Jenna, and then I'd go back to work and, all right, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
And
I can totally empathize with that. It's part of what got me through school. Yep. Doing that.
There you go.
Creative. Yeah.
And so now, I came down to work for Disney, and I'm doing this. And regardless of the fact that I came down, worked for a year with them, and then, everything happened with COVID, this whole process of meeting people like you and all that, I get this feeling, like, God, what's going to happen now? But I get this feeling this is part of my healing process. And I don't know where it's going, but that's very, very interesting. Are you going to pursue that career then as a social worker or a counselor or
So I'm in the process of getting my certification. So I hope to continue to pursue that. But I'm very open to other opportunities as well. Like, I never knew that, this would all happen from YouTube. I never thought that I would get more than like 4 subscribers. So you never know what the world holds. And I'm very open to different opportunities. So
last I looked, you have a couple of more people than 4. So you're doing pretty good.
That's just my family.
What was that? It's just your family? How big is your family?
Yeah, we're all, I'm Irish, so,
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of us.
Interesting. Irish. And then your grandparents live down here in Florida. And where are you from originally then? Somewhere else?
I live in Connecticut.
Oh, is that where you are right now?
Yep. I've lived in Connecticut my entire life. So.
Really? I grew up across Long Island Sound from Connecticut in where the Bridgeport Ferry would go in a town called Port Jefferson, Long Island.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly where that is.
and I have a whole lot of relatives I can't remember. I know one lives in Greenwich and a few others. But interesting. Do you have a Disney World trip planned in your head or down, scheduled to come? When are you thinking about coming again?
I do have a tentative trip scheduled. I was actually supposed to be there 2 weeks ago, but we canceled our trip. We've actually canceled 3 trips. So I mean, it's tough, but obviously the pandemic is much more important.
Yeah.
So we do have a tentative trip booked. I don't want to say anything in case it, doesn't end up happening. But if it does, I can totally let people know who might be interested in meeting up. Or I'm just like trying not to also get my hopes up or make any plans, so that in case I have to.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Travel is so hard right now, and everyone's health is much more important than me going to Disney. So
it is. Yeah, so I had a relative, because they know I'm laid off from Disney, actually buy me a plane ticket so that I could fly across the country for Thanksgiving. But I'm like, I can't fly. I can't. That's one thing I really don't want to do. So I'm kind of not going to use that. And I was just making economy car arrangements with Enterprise. I'm like, I can do that. I don't care. I'll go sleepless. But, interesting. Well, I mean, you've seen what's going on at the parks, and I'm there probably 3 times a week. And the amount of people, that capacity, 35% capacity, I don't know how they're figuring out their numbers and everything, or what they're actually telling people. But I have a feeling that 35% cap is something they've been doing for a while, and they're talking about it now. And they're maybe up at like 50 or something. And then I also kind of want to know, last year this time and in other years, they hardly ever have it at 100% capacity, until they have those signs up. So what is their standard capacity when they're not under COVID regulations? Is it standard like 65, 70% or something? And now they're coming up to 50, because there have been times in Magic Kingdom the other day where it didn't feel too much different from the Christmas party last year. And the other thing too is, it's not a science. So, all right, so we're going to put this many people in the park. Well, they don't spread out, all even. All of a sudden you're in the hub and it's, like watching the fireworks. And then all of a sudden you go over to Tomorrowland and it's empty. So it might have, even though it looks very enticing to come, I'm trying to give you some comfort and tell you that maybe it's not a great idea to come down here to get COVID.
Different. I mean, every day, it changes here. So, I don't know if I'd be comfortable going anywhere, come next year. So we'll see what happens,
How is it going in Connecticut? I don't know what's going on in New York and Connecticut. Is it having a resurgence at all, or is it?
So I'm pretty sure like every state is having a big resurgence. Oh, hi, Dan. Dan, hello.
Is that Disney Dan?
The Mr. Disney Dan.
Mr. Disney Dan. Hello, Dan. How are you? There he is.
Yeah, but in Connecticut, I know pretty much Connecticut only has travel restrictions from every state besides New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. And that's mostly because, if you live in this area, you probably know that people go back and forth for work, from Connecticut to New York, from Connecticut to Rhode Island to Connecticut, Connecticut to New Jersey, because the tri-state area is so close together. People go back and forth all the time. Yeah.
That's interesting. And I know the states that weren't affected by it are starting to be affected by it. Those Western states like Montana and stuff like that. Well, I'm sure everybody's going to be real happy to get out of 2020. I know that.
Oh, I think
so. What is this? The new math is ridiculous. Are these kids going to be going back to school knowing the old math? What? I don't know what that is. All right, so if I just met you, like I did right now, but I hadn't watched any of your videos, if it was just like a friend of mine who didn't even watch YouTube, and I said, hey, this is Joe, how would you explain to Joe what your channel's about, like a general overview?
I would say, first of all, if I met someone that I didn't know, I would definitely not promote my YouTube channel. Mostly because I even keep it from a lot of people that I know in my personal life. So a lot of people have stumbled upon the fact that I have a YouTube channel, or I've had
Oh, really?
clients' families say, "Hey, I think I saw you on YouTube," and I'm like, "Oh no, you didn't. That's not me."
You
So
deny it? You deny it when they say that?
I'm just like, "Oh, I don't." I'm like, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" I'm like, "What? I don't." Oh, hi, Cynthia. But yeah, I don't like to tell people about my channel. So if they were very interested in joining the Disney community, I would totally be happy to help explain my channel. But I do live streams every week, once a week, for about an hour. I love to hang out with my friends on other live streams. I make pin videos, unboxing videos of Disney subscription services, and then some random stuff sprinkled in there. If they really wanted to know, I've done Vlogmas the last few years, and so makes you wonder how she's related to Zip. You know, it just mom brought us together. So yeah.
Nice. Speaking of Zip, I heard that he was actually promoting his channel to the nurse in the hospital when his wife was, just getting over childbirth.
I actually heard, I heard that they almost named Jack, who is the most beautiful baby.
Oh.
Jack subscribed to Zippity Doodad. So that was almost his name on the birth certificate. But Nicole did not agree upon that. So unfortunately, they did change it to Jack. But everywhere I go, I'm like, subscribe to Zippity Doodad. He's awesome.
Nice. So Disney Dan thinks that you know Spider-Man personally. What's that about?
I do, actually. And if you,
really?
Dan, I don't know what stream that was, but if you want to find the stream and post the link, if that's okay, because Spider-Man did come and make an appearance, because I'm kind of like Peter Parker, I know Spider-Man. We're kind of friends. I take pictures of him, and so I'm pretty close with him.
Where did he make this appearance? In Connecticut, or?
He made it on the Disney fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anything can happen on that show. I don't know. He's got pillows. He's got pillows with names. I didn't know until recently. I didn't know until recently he was a Latin teacher, which impressed me to know.
Dan, don't thank the Phoenicians.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, smart and friendly man.
Yeah, Dan is awesome. Dan is one of the first people that I have met in the community.
He was the second interview that I did. First one was Walt, and from Mouse Talk. Check out, if you guys, this Brit over here that we're talking about, Disney Dan, it's about midnight his time right now, but obviously he's an insomniac. Go check out his channel. Can
I say subscribe to Zippity Doodad? Because is that Zippity Doodad?
I see that. Zip's here. Is that Meg from Mickey's Magic? Why, yes, it is.
Is that Patrick from Zippity Doodad?
Please, everyone, go on over to Zippity Doodad and check it out, and check out the baby that
Patrick,
was almost named.
I just told everyone your secret. I know Nicole might not be happy about it, but I did say that when Jack was born, you wanted to convince Nicole to name Jack, subscribe to Zippity Doodad, but Nicole was not happy about that, so you ended up, with the name Jack instead of subscribe to Zippity Doodad. Like, subscribe as the first name, and then to Zippity Doodad as the middle name. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Greg going to Disney Dan, Zippity Doodad. Subscribe to Zippity Doodad. There you go.
It's a true story. Exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I've been really, I have a 2-year-old channel, but really it's really only a couple of months old, because I really didn't do anything with it. But I'm amazed at how friendly the people are. And, also too, I do Instagram messages to people I don't even know, like yourself. And it's like, hey, you want to do an interview? And everybody says yes. I'm like, really? It's like a cold call. So what's this one? Let's see what my next mystery. Oh, how is your channel unique?
Well, I could say it's unique because there's only one me. So
There you go.
I'm only
Nice.
on my channel, but we do a lot of fun things on my channel for the most part. I like to think that I live stream on Monday nights, and that's always very unique. I feel like whether it's Steve doing makeup or us painting or talking about pins, and I like to do a lot of DIYs. So I hope that makes my channel unique.
I think it's very unique. We were talking about the ears event coming up right before we started. Why don't you tell people about that? That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, so Sunday night on the 22nd at 8:30 p.m. People are getting a kick out of this, but I always hear people say Walt Disney World time instead of Eastern Standard Time, but it's going to be on the East Coast time. So 8:30 p.m. We're going to be having Arlene from Adventures with VP. It was her idea to do this ear challenge. And Patrick, oh, that's so nice. Isn't that second? Well, my favorite channel is Zippity Doodad on YouTube. But we're having Arlene from Adventures with VP. We're having Josh Goes to Disney, Rita from Enchanted Rita, Steve from Steve's World, Taylor from Taylor Made Magic, and myself. And then we're having a couple of judges come on to judge our creations. But we're only going to have an hour to make a pair of ears. And if anyone has ever tried to make a pair of ears, it takes me several hours to make one pair of ears. So I'm definitely very stressed about the idea of doing it. But we also have, a couple people who are very, they are novices. They're novice at making ears. They've never made it before. Oh, hi, James. And then we that have made ears a little bit longer, but we will be making these ears, and then all of the ears will be donated from the stream to the Diz and That Give Kids the World auction. I don't know exactly when it's starting. Steve and Patrick and the Diz and That guys will definitely have more information, but I know that it's going to end December 16th in between 9 and 11 p.m. on their stream. So they're going to get to watch all the ending of the auction. Oh my gosh, Meg knowing Spider-Man.
Okay, look down below, and when we're done, go to Meg knowing Spider-Man. It's I haven't seen this either. This has got to be a crack up.
He actually made a few appearances that night, so you're gonna want to check it out.
That's cool. That's cool. So such a great cause for the ear event coming up. I guess Dan is laughing with a British evil laugh about the Spider-Man show. So interesting. Very cool. Very interesting. Yeah. So please go and check out that ear event. I heard about it from, I was on Adventures with Gonzo, and VP's wife, Arlene. Mm-hmm. She's the one that came up with it. Yeah, I thought it was and then I keep seeing in my head, what was that thing where, was it Patrick or was it Steve, or who was putting on the makeup with the grease paint? It was that's one of those two, right?
Oh, it was definitely not Patrick.
No, it was Steve. It was Steve.
Patrick also said, we have big news regarding that December 16th show tonight. So guys, please
bring it.
Go check that out if 9:00 tonight, if you are interested in learning more about the auction.
That's cool. Yeah, please go in. Is that going to be on your channel tonight, Zip?
It's on Diz and That, the Diz and That channel.
Diz and That, which is tonight at
9 p.m. Eastern time.
9 p.m. So it'll be an hour and a half from now. Very cool. Go over to check that out. All right, hold on one second. Let's see what our next.
Steve always wears the makeup if that's ever a question.
Does
or face painting. So that's always him.
Okay. So Steve from Steve's World is just, if anybody is not familiar with him, just put it in your head that he is one of Kiss, basically. He's got extensive makeup. I haven't seen him sticking out his tongue. Nothing
He's
like
so talented, though. He's so talented.
All right, so the future, of course. Are you going to do Vlogmas this year?
Yes, I will.
Are you? So starting on the 1st of December and every day until the 25th, you're doing a vlog or a stream. Something's coming out.
Yep, I've done it the last
Okay.
2 years. It's definitely a creative challenge, but
Yeah.
I have maybe 7 or 8 videos already recorded and edited, so I'm trying to be really on top of it.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so I already have a few things, mostly DIYs, but I'm very excited to show everyone.
That's great. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, am I going to do that? Could I do that? I know that I've heard people like Dole Whip Dads say that they've had tremendous growth when they've done that and really, push the bounds. And I'm like, could I do? Maybe that's the key. I've got to prep ahead of time, and I guess
I
that's what it
I think
is.
so. Maybe about a month ago, I don't know how familiar you are with Myers and the Mouse, but Kelly from the Mickey Bunch and Mama Mouse from Myers and the Mouse, Mama had invited me onto a stream, and we talked about Vlogmas and prepping for that. And it's not for everyone. And if you want to try it and you don't end up finishing it, that's totally okay. Just put out what videos you want. But we always say that, quality over quantity. You're going to want to put out better videos versus putting out 25, so-so videos. My first year, I definitely saw a lot of growth only because I had done a lot of collaborations and I was very new to the community. And now it's more of just doing things with friends and swapping things and just getting in the Christmas spirit. So I have a few swaps that I'm a part of. There's a lot of ideas that I just wanted to share with people. So I think selfishly, it's more of me wanting to spend time with my friends and do things with my friends. And I'm just excited to do that part. But it can be very overwhelming if you're not prepared, and it can feel like a lot of pressure. So don't feel like it's necessary, because it's not.
I would love to think that I could actually do that, but I don't know. I am not a very fast editor. I'm a very slow editor. There she works.
That's why. So like I have a pair of ears here that I did a DIY for.
Oh, look at those! Those are beautiful.
Thank you. And then I did this DIY. It's kind of hard to see with my ring light, but it's got Let It Snow there. So those are things that I can prep before I, and then I have 3 streams that I have already planned for the month of December, because I stream on Monday nights. And so I'm going to have Steve on. We're going to do the Grinch again. I'm very excited. We did the makeup for the Grinch. And yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff that I have planned already. And then things that you never know, stuff can happen and you might just have to throw out a video. I always feel so weird when I'm so big.
It's okay. Actually, every time I do that, I'm like, solo layout. Oh, that looks good. And I'll put her name on there. Every time I do that, it freaks people out. Sometimes people think they've lost me. They're like, no, it's like I've lost them. I'm here myself.
I go from being so small to like the whole screen. I'm like, oh, there's my face.
So next year, hopefully, everything's different. Vaccines out, the world is different. What's going on in your mind's eye right before Thanksgiving, the end of 2021 for Mickey's Magic? What do you have planned for this coming year? Or where do you see it going possibly?
So for 2021?
Right. Where is it evolving?
Hopefully doing similar things. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I like unboxing things.
I love those. Those are cool.
Oh, thanks.
Keep doing those. Keep doing a lot of it's Bippity Boppity.
Yeah, Bippity. So I'm actually a brand rep for them, and they are just the best people ever. They are so kind. They are like, I remember they started about 2 years ago, and I think the first person to review their box on YouTube, and it was just I was so interested in their box and their packaging, and it was just so professional and so well done. And we ended up, becoming really good friends. So I love getting to work with them and getting to open boxes. It's just so much fun. So obviously I would love to do that. Oh, the 12 days of Christmas is a good idea too. I know people who are doing that.
Really? Maybe I should do that.
I am also continuing. I've been a part of a running group called the Fairy God Runners. and we just did the Wine and Dine half marathon virtually. And I'm going to be doing the Dopey Challenge again for the second time because I'm crazy.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second, because what is a virtual marathon? I looked at that. I was like, what? Yeah, what is that? What was that?
So typically Run Disney events are held where you run through the parks.
Right.
But obviously with the pandemic, they can't have huge crowds like this. Right. So if you're already signed up for some of the events, you just do the miles at home. You can run them wherever you are, wherever you live. You can run them on the treadmill, outside, anywhere really. So we had committed to doing the Wine and Dine half marathon back in January. And so it was such a bummer that we couldn't do it all together in person, but I'm glad that we were able to do it virtually. But then I have the Dopey Challenge again, virtual in January. And then I'm doing the Princess Fairy Tale Challenge in February. And I've never done any of the princess runs. So I'm super excited about that. Also my second Dopey. And I'm super excited about that as well. So hopefully some content about Run Disney and some small fitness stuff, because I'm not a fitness guru, but I do enjoy my Run Disney events. And then I love live streaming. So live streaming every Monday. Hopefully that'll stay the same for a while, because it had changed back and forth while I went to school at night. So now that I'm not in classes anymore, Monday nights, hopefully forever.
So is that Magic Mondays then, when you're streaming every Monday?
I do Magic Mondays with Meg. That's how it started. Actually, I was just telling my mom this story last night. I remember Dean had just started the live place, and I was streaming random days, and he said, "Hey, would you mind streaming on Mondays, every Monday night or whenever you wanted, just because we don't have anyone streaming on Mondays?" And I think back to that and then back to now of how many people stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, every day of the week. And Dean had asked me to purposely stream on Mondays, so he had someone on Mondays.
Well, I mean, it really is. It's hard to get people to come on because they're busy. And I've noticed, all of a sudden, just lately, we're getting people, besides the insomniac, and you know who I'm talking about, other people, they're streaming at like 10:30 p.m., I think, for Gonzo on Saturdays, and a few other people. I've actually been thinking, because it's getting a little more crowded, maybe I should start doing it earlier or later, because this seems to be right in the glut.
I think whatever time works for you is what's perfect.
This works. I'm good.
Yeah, so I think as long as
you're having my dogs, it works.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun and you get to hang out with some of your friends, I think that's what's most important.
I think I'm going to try to watch your ear event and make ears by myself, in front of myself.
You should try.
I'll post it if it's not too ridiculously embarrassing, and then my wife will post it if it is embarrassing.
Oh, I would love to. That would be so much fun if people did that.
You should do like interactive. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I try very, very hard. Like say when Steve and I are face painting or doing makeup, sometimes we'll have to bring someone else on to read the chat while we're doing it, because we're very focused on painting our faces. But I'm hoping that Kelly's going to help with the chat. And then I can focus on making ears so that she can interact with people and answer questions and everything like that. So.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. So James Ryan, good luck on your Disney trip coming down here. And I know I'm trying to get a pass to get into the park on that day, on the 20th. But if we don't do that, we'll meet up at the Springs again. So be there or else. Jim Ryan is very supportive of the community. He's one of these moderators he's not one of these moderators. I bet you'd be embarrassed, but he probably moderates for like 25 channels. I don't know who he doesn't moderate for.
He's so kind, and he's been so supportive of everyone. And I can't wait to meet him in person. So
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Very interesting. Yeah, he took me out to dinner at the boathouse at Disney Springs. Oh. And and basically just kind of laid it out, you know. Hey, Bob, nice to meet you in person. This is the way it is. This is what you got to do. And then when I hit the 500 yesterday, he said, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, I feel like he's a relative or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can say a lot of us, I'm going to give the coined term to Donna Jaworski, you know, it's our chosen family. And sometimes some of us don't have people in our family that we're super close to, our biological family. And we can reach out to people in this community that are our chosen family. And so, you know, people genuinely think that Patrick Zippity Doodad and I are related. But that's because we're family, you know, we really are family. And Steve is my brother, and Dave is my brother, and Ryan's my brother, and Donna is my sister. Or, you know, I have so many people that I can just count on their family. So,
you know, I really, really feel that when I watch, what's the name of her show? Dinners with Donna?
Yeah.
Where she's cooking. Mm-hmm. It's like you're in your sister's kitchen. And, you know, she made a Thanksgiving feast the other day. And I thought, I'm not going to be with my family to watch this. So I'm here with Nick and Arjans and Donna, and they're cooking Thanksgiving. This is actually really like a family. This is getting crazy. It's only been a few months for me. And it's like a big virtual hug.
Just wait till you're on here for a couple of years.
Oh, my gosh. I'll have a big Irish family like the sweet one.
I do. I have a really big family.
Wow. Well, let's see. Let me lead myself the rest of the way through here. What else? Oh, that's a good one. Let's go to the light blue one. So lay out for Joe, the guy that doesn't know anything about your channel, because I asked you to please promote it a little. What's the format like? You know, we talk generally about Magic with Mondays and the bippity boppity unboxing and the DIY stuff. But what's your average week like next week?
So I live stream every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Like you said, Magic Mondays with Meg.
Right.
I typically will have a guest on. If not, we do something fun. Like this past week or 2 days ago, I don't know what day it is anymore. We played a game, and it's just so much fun to hang out with friends. And I have a really good December coming up, so you guys don't want to miss any of those streams. And then I try and get out 1 or 2 edited videos a week. I try and put it out on Thursday mornings and Saturday mornings. If I can get 2 out, that's what happens. If it's just 1, it's typically on a Saturday. So I hopefully will have a video out tomorrow morning of my Bippity unboxing, and then hopefully another one on Saturday. But I try and get at least 2 or 3 a week. Sometimes it's hit or miss, you know, depending on what's going on in my personal life. But at least always 1 a week on Monday nights. So, yeah.
I think James Ryan thinks you're the nicest person that ever lived, but I might be mistaken.
I think he's one of the nicest people. Everyone is so nice to me, and I just don't understand like how people can be so nice.
What, you mean if we met the real you, we wouldn't be so nice?
No.
I doubt that.
I actually joke that if anyone, you know, I've had like a few people come up and find me in the park and things like that, and I, as much as it may come across on the internet that I am an extrovert, I am 100% very, very introverted. I am very shy. And so if anyone comes up to me in person, I'm like, oh, hello. And I try so hard to engage people in conversation, because you guys are such good friends. And I love seeing everyone from the chats to in person and getting to put a face with a name. But I'm also just super awkward. And you could probably tell that on most of my streams. So if you do ever run into me in person, I'm pretty much the exact same, except I'm a little bit more awkward.
Nice. Well, hey, Josh Goes to Disney. How are you? Very nice. Yeah, I've noticed that about a lot of people. Well, even if I walked up to Jenna and her husband Dale with Resort TV One the other night, and still, it always kind of gets me. You know, if you don't know them, you'll think that they're kind of like not really wanting to talk to you because they're actually busy. But it's not that. It's actually they're busy and they're kind of shy, and it's sort of weird. And somebody said on here the other day, they said, "Oh, I really like Bob's energy." And my wife after the fact said, "Oh, they don't know that that's really just that you have a strong cup of coffee before you get on because you're very, very shy."
I think part of it is maybe our cup of coffee is Disney, and a lot of people can see how excited and how passionate we are about Disney. And I think that's why we all came together. I love Jenna and Dale. I love Josh. I love their whole family. And they are the sweetest people that you could ever meet. But it's kind of like their job too. So I know that they always say hi to people in the parks, but especially with the pandemic, I think they're a little cautious too with people coming up and saying hi and wanting pictures, but they are just some of the sweetest people that you could ever meet. But I do think that we all get this energy from either being at the parks, just talking about Disney, being with friends, online where it's safe for an introvert, where after an hour I can shut my computer and go rest. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, I do notice that too. I used to, when I was working with Disney until the layoff, I wasn't doing anything with my channel, and I was around a lot of Disney files. Then I got laid off, and then I started paying more attention to my channel, and that big hole that was left from being laid off was filled with Disney YouTubers. And so that's been very therapeutic for me as well. Amazing, like a blessing. But the thing, I was watching that crazy Disney lady the other day, and she was laughing, earnestly laughing, real like belly laughs, at one of the attractions in Magic Kingdom. And I thought, she laughs as hard as if she never saw this before. And I know she's seen this like hundreds of times, at least in the streams that I've seen. And we all seem to be like that. You know, we do this like every day, all the time on Instagram and Talking Now and all over. And it's still so wonderful to us. It's like, it's as fresh as if we just saw the castle today. I think that's amazing, isn't it?
I think all of us can say that we may have shed a tear or two when, you know, you walk into Magic Kingdom for the first time onto Main Street. It's just something very special that happens. It's very magical. And I think that's the feeling that we get when we're with the community, and we get to see that either on a stream or just talk to people or hang out with friends. So I think we all harness that energy, and it makes us better people. It makes us, you know, really become that chosen family. And, it brings out, my parents can say, you know, I don't typically let them watch my stream or my family because I get embarrassed about it. But my brother had said to me, I watched one of your videos, and he said, you're like a different person. And he said, it's not like you're different, but it's like all of the best qualities that could be brought out of you because you were so excited, you were very passionate. And I've talked about this on my stream occasionally, but a little over 10 years ago, I had a traumatic brain injury. And so he was sort of comparing my personality to what I was before I had my TBI. And he said, this is the closest that I can see you being to yourself, your old self, you know, before that happened. And then that just made my heart so happy. And so I think that's why I also continue to do it. It's because, you know, people in my family can see that I am the person that I was before that happened. Yeah. And I feel like it's part of me now.
That's amazing. Wow. Thank you for that little insight. That's wow. Yeah. So every time you do that and you think about that, that must make you feel good.
Definitely. Also, thank you, Vicki.
Karki, Vicki Peterson. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Jim Ryan, really, I couldn't have guessed that you seem positively affable and outgoing. Karki. Oh, because she's in teacher mode, and shy at other times.
I have those modes. Like when I'm running a group or I'm with a client or something like that, I have my like teacher mode, mom mode kind of, even though I'm not a mom, but I have that kind of energy. And then the second I get off, I'm like, whew, that was so much for me. Like, I don't want to tell people what to do or, you know, everything like that. I'm very easygoing and I don't like being in that mode sometimes. But I also think when we get on YouTube, especially live streams, you know, you want to present your best self as if you're on a job interview, because you want to, you know, you want to engage people. You want people to come to your channel. You want to have fun with everyone in the chat so they come back. And so we exert a lot of energy in that. And so a lot of people who see me on live streams and I say that I'm introverted, they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. But that's okay, because I'm glad that people are seeing, as my brother put, the best version of myself.
I can tell you that when I go and stream for like 4 hours at one of the parks and I'm putting this kind of energy out there, I'm still just as positive, but for an hour, I'm kind of like a toy that just like got wound down, and you've got to crank me back up because it's so much energy.
And it's not even a bad thing. Like, I love doing this. I love being on stream, but it's just, it does take a lot out of you because you want to be engaging and you want people to have fun. And I want to have fun because that's part of why I do it. It's fun. But I just need a break sometimes, you know, because I am
what?
Talking to so many people, I'm like, oof, I just need to go lay down.
Wow. Well, it's interesting. Good luck with wherever that leads you.
Thank you.
I have been surrounded by psych I ran a nonprofit with, before I came down here and did this, with a man who was a motivational speaker and a retired psychiatrist. My former wife was an assessment counselor where they admit patients into a psych hospital. I worked in several places, mostly with adolescents. And I'll tell you, working with 30 adolescents in a room that don't want to listen to anybody, and you're trying to model the appropriate behavior that their parents aren't showing, try that job.
That's not for me.
But I hope that you had a good time here tonight. I certainly enjoyed meeting you and just getting to know you. Okay, let me go to my last screen here. Whoa, I'm so organized. It's unbelievable. There you go. See you real soon. Boom.
I hope not.
I would die if Meg was my art teacher.
I would love to have you as an art student.
What is this? Oh, Disinfinity. Thanks for being such a great mod. I actually did the Spreadshirt thing. So we've got a One Stop Mouse Emporium. We have some hats and shirts and stuff like that. And so that's really cool. That helps support the channel just a little bit. I would like to say thank you very much one more time to Meg from Mickey's Magic. Please subscribe to her channel and check it out if you haven't. You definitely have to check out the Unbelievable Ear event, which I hope people actually kind of make ears at home as they're watching it. I think I'm going to try that. I'll be in the chat and I'll be telling you that I've just glued my thumb to my forehead or something as I'm doing it.
Everyone making it. I think there's going to be a lot of hot glue, a lot of burnt fingers. But if I can reiterate that all the ears that are going to be made, they are going to be donated to Give Kids the World auction done by Diz and That. So you would be supporting the amazing organization of Give Kids the World. She's good at instructional vlogs. We did a paint night. We did a paint night almost a year ago to raise money for Pete. And that was so much fun. And the guys did such a great job.
I might vlog making ears, Katrina, because you know it'll be hysterical. I'm the guy whose camera gimbal is falling apart half the time and it's pointing down at the pavement. So she's like, "Oh, we got to see this." Meg's channel. So please go to Meg's channel and check it out. It's a wonderful channel. And as my wife, who doesn't really know who she is, but all she knows is she's the sweet one with the long red hair. And she knows Josh and Jenna. So she's one of 3 people.
Ryan.
But thank you very much, Meg. Anything you'd like to say to the folks before we sign out?
My amazing friends over at Doesn't That are going live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. There's going to be some important information, I think, regarding the Doesn't That Give Kids a World auction. And I'd love to see you guys there. If not, hopefully I'll see you on Sunday for our ear stream, 8:30 p.m. over on my channel. And just thank you again for having me. Like I said, it's always an honor to be on, other people's streams, invited on. I have the pleasure of being invited on to the Shep family streams almost every Saturday night. And there's always a lot of shenanigans and a lot of fun. And just thank you for taking the time to get to know me and speak with me.
Oh, that was really fun. Thank you so much, Meg. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe to both of our channels and like these videos if you do, please. And come back and see us. We'll see you real soon. Why? Because we both like you. Bye-bye, everybody.